A very good morning to all my dear students. So today for 10th standard I am taking poem The Ball Poem. One important information that I want to give you student that I have provided you the latest syllabus of session 2020-21 in which many chapters have been deleted. In your last study material I have mentioned it. Please go through that because many chapters we have already done, we have already discussed that are deleted now. So you just put a mark on those chapters and please prepare accordingly. Those are not in syllabus, you need not to prepare that. So the poem before this is How to Tell Wild Animal, that is also deleted, so that's why I'm skipping and I'm taking next poem, The Ball Poem. What this poem is about? This poem is about a ball, about a boy who was playing with his favorite ball and he lost it, and what kind of reaction he was having, the poet is trying to explain that. So this poem is in just one go, in one extract, so I have divided it into three parts so that you can understand it very well. So let's start the first extract of this poem. The line begins, you can mark in your book also, you can divide, please take a pencil and you might be having your book with you also. Please mark and make the extract. The first extract starts from, what is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is it to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. So please finish it up to water. So let's take the central idea of this poem. Here the poet is telling us that we should have the sense of responsibility. Sometimes we get attached with our things, that when we get separated from those things we feel helpless, we feel extremely disappointed. So same happened with the boy. You can see in the picture also, there is one boy in the poem and he is having his ball and he is very much attached with his ball and playing very happily, and he lost his ball. Now see, what is the boy now? What is the boy now means what that boy will do now who has lost his ball. What he is to do, what he will do. This is the poet's voice. I saw it. It means ball. He is saying, I saw the ball go merrily bouncing. I saw that ball uh, who was owned by that boy. I saw that ball and the ball go merrily bouncing down the street. Merrily bouncing, jumping down the streets, and then merrily over, there it is in the water. So the poet is saying, I saw that ball. It came through the streets, merrily jumping, and merrily went into the water. So where he has lost his ball? He has lost his ball in the pond. He was playing with it. He was bouncing it, and that by bouncing it went into the pond, and the poet is explaining that to us. Take the word meanings: merrily, cheerful, bouncing, jumping up and down. Now the explanation. The poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction when he has lost his ball. Further, he asks to himself that what this boy will do after losing his ball. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball was cheerfully jumping up and down in the streets. This means that when the ball skipped from boy's hand, it went into the street and later on it fell into the nearby rivers. So I hope these 3-4 lines are clear to you. The poet is raising a question that what this boy will do. Which boy? The boy who was having ball, and the poet has seen the ball. It came down through the streets and went into the water. Come to the second. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him a dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses his first responsibility. So please mark. Second extract is from no use to responsibility. Now come to the picture. Now see the condition of this boy and see where the ball is. So in this extract only this idea is explained. He is saying no use to say, oh, there are other balls. So the poet is saying there is no use to say that boy, because the poet is watching that boy who is extremely sad. He is saying there is no use of saying that, oh, there are other balls, that you are having many other balls. You just go and take any other else. He is saying there no use of saying this. Why? Because sometimes we get connected with our belongings, with our things, that we are attached with it. So no other ball can change his feelings. And ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy, and the ultimate shaking grief sadness fixes on the face of the boy as he stands rigid, and he stands there rigid, trembling, staring down, and he is watching at the bowl. You can see in the picture what is the mental state of the boy. He is standing rigid, trembling, staring down. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. All his young days, happy days. Now his all happy days with the ball now gone into the harbor where his ball went. It means with the ball all his happy moments went. I would not intrude on him. Intrude means interfere or to tell. I would not interfere on him. A dime, dime is a US currency like rupees. I would not say take one dime or take another ball is worthless. These words are worthless. Now he senses first responsibility. Now what the boy is learning, the boy is learning the sense of responsibility, that we should take care of our things. And in life also it happens that we are separated sometimes with our very near and dear ones, how to tackle the situation. So the boy is learning all these things. Grief is sorrow, rigid is fixed, trembling shaking, harbor port, introduced invader, and dime is 10 cents in US currency. So I hope these lines are clear to you. The poet is saying that ultimate grief fixes on the boy's face, and there is no point of saying that there are many other balls and he's standing there very rigid, trembling, and he's staring down to the ball, and all his happy moments went with the ball, and now everything is worthless. Now what the boy is learning? The boy is learning his sense of responsibility. I have provided you this in your study material also. This is the explanation of second extract. Once again take this. The poet says that there is no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls too. He says so because the boy is feeling very sad. He is completely surrounded by sorrow. He is sad because all the memories of the childhood days went down the harbor with the ball. Here, the poet says that the boy is very sad as the ball, which has now gone into the water, reminds him of those sweet memories of the times when he owned it. This loss is unbearable for him and he is grief stricken. The poet says that he cannot even tell the boy to take some money from him in order to buy another ball. He says so because the new ball will not bring the sense of belonging to the boy. Further, the poet says that the time has come for the boy to learn the responsibility of taking care of things. I hope second extract is clear to you. Now come to the last extract of this poem. In a world of possessions, people will take balls, balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of laws, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days, how to stand up. Now see, possession is ownership, external, you understand, desperate, hopeless. Epistemology, the Greek word epistem means knowledge. Now the poet is saying in a world of possessions, this world which is full of possessions, people used to take possession over one thing to another. People will take balls, balls will be lost always. So here it's not about only balls, it's about all our near and dear things that we used to own. So people will take balls and balls will be lost. We will get attached, we will buy something, we will get attached with it sometime, on some day we will be separated. Little boy, it means the poet is addressing the boy. And no one buys a ball back, and nobody can buy a ball back. It means your feelings that attached with the things can't be bought back. Money is external. Money is external only. Internal feelings money can't describe, can't purchase. He is learning. Who is boy? Boy is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Behind his desperate eyes, what the boy is learning? The epistemology. Epistemology is knowledge. The epistemology of loss. That what loss is about. How to stand up. How to stand up when we are extremely sad. Knowing what every man must one day know. And he is understanding the situation that every man should know one day, that in life we sacrifices many things, we lost many things that are very near to dear us. We have to stand up and we have to move on, and most know many days how to stand up, and many people takes a lot of time to come out of the sadness, to come out of this grief. So this is the last extract of your this poem. Just take the explanation once again. Here the poet says that the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world, many of his belongings will be lost. He personifies the ball as his belongings, be it the worldly things or the relationship he is in possession of. So he says that he has to learn to live without them no matter what. He says no one can buy back such things for him. The poet said so because according to him, money can't buy you everything. All these lines we have already discussed. If it does buy you some materialistic things, still it will not be able to buy the sense of belongingness. Money is something but not everything. Money can't bring feelings. He says that the boy is learning how to stand up against the sense of lost things. This means that the boy is trying to learn the real truth of life, which states that you have to accept the miseries of life and stand up again. This is the truth which everyone has to learn in his or her life, the harsh truth of standing up against the old miseries of life that everyone has to bear. So now the poet is saying that everybody has to face such type of situation in his or her life one day, when we are separated with our very near and dear things or near and dear ones. Then same process the boy is learning when he has lost his ball. So student, this is a very short and terse poem, the ball poem. I hope you understand it by dividing it into the extracts. Please study it. I have already provided you the same material in the study notes. You can read twice, thrice, or as many times as you can or you need. And please study it very minutely, because internal questions will be asked between it. Questions, extracts and everything also I am providing you into the study materials.